What's up, guys? This is Mr. Williams, and this is the video I'm making for our quiz and practice quiz from last Friday, September 20th. Please remember to watch out for the secret code word that I'm going to write in brown as I go through this. And I will actually help us out a bit by making this as big as possible so it's harder to miss. But we're going to go ahead and get started. Number one, a map of AMS is printed at a scale of 3.5 inches equals 175 feet. Now my instinct here immediately is going to be to put 3.5 inches over 175 feet. Then we have that a hallway is 525 feet long in reality. So that number, of course, is going to go next to the other feet number, 525 feet. And then we have our variable. Let's make sure it makes sense for the question. If a hallway is 525 feet long in reality, how long will it be on the map? That's going to be an inches number, so that makes sense. And if you go through and do the fish method, 525 times 3.5 divided by 175, you're going to get 10.5 inches. 10.5 inches. That's your answer for number one. Number two, you're supposed to fill the missing numbers in the proportional table. So for this, we can go ahead and use the fish method. 40 times 9 divided by 6 is 60. And then we can use the fish method again. 9 times 120 divided by 60 is going to be 18. So those are your two numbers in that table. We got both of them using the fish method. There were other good ways to do that, but fish method is going to work every single time you know three numbers in a little 2x2 square and need to find a fourth. And then number three, if we're writing an equation to describe this table, first thing I want to do is right divided by left. This is going to be that dependent variable equals the constant times the independent variable thing. First thing I want to do is find that constant. 6 divided by 40 equals 0.15. So my constant is 0.15. Then there were a couple good ways to do this. Your dependent variable is going to be the one from the right. Now I can either go with, for instance, the first letter of this. P equals 0.15 C, puns equal 0.15 per milligram of caffeine, or I can stick with something like using x and y equals 0.15x. Either way, please remember that my variables switch places from the table to the equation. It's a bit counterintuitive that way. All right, number four, we're asking, does this table show a proportional relationship? For this one, we're just doing right divided by left all the way down or until we find numbers that don't match. Because if the number doesn't match when we do right divided by left, we do not have a constant and we do not have a proportional relationship. So 8 over 3, 8 divided by 3 is 2.6 repeating. 32 divided by 12 is 2.6 repeating. 24 divided by 9 is also 2.6 repeating. But then 16 divided by 7 is actually about 2.3. We do not have the same number the whole way through. Therefore, our answer is no. We don't have a constant, so we don't have a proportional relationship. Moving on to number 5. Does this table show a proportional relationship? 4 divided by 12 is 1/3 or 0.3 repeating. 12 divided by 39 is actually going to be about 0.31 maybe, but either way, it's not 0.3 repeating. We only had to get this far this time to get a number that didn't match what we had gotten previously and know that we do not have a proportional relationship. The other side of your practice quiz, number 6, referrals in my class game count for 45 points. If I raise their value by 80%, what would their new value be? Now, some of you got this far. You set up a proportion. Most of you who did this, remember to put 80 above that. Remember that your original value goes in the up spot. You're finding that 80% of 45. Sometimes it helps to say things. And if this is your variable and you go through and use the fish method, you get 36. Now, if you said 36, I gave you 8 out of 10 because you simply did not do the very last step. We're not just finding how much I raised the value by, but what would the new value be? They started at 45, we added 36. That means our final answer is 81 points. And then 7 comes in 4 parts. Each of those parts was worth 10 points. You basically just had to look at a table, an equation, and a graph and get the constant from each of those and do just one more thing with it. Number 7, App State, our constant is right there. There were several people who overthought this. But if the cost is $14,500 per year, that's what the equation means, then that is our constant, that is our price, that is our answer for part A. University of Phoenix, we have a table. We just need to do right divided by left. 48,000 divided by 3 is 16,000. And then finally, Spunky Bob's Clown College. This was a good point to use. X was 1, Y was 400. Doing right divided by left or Y divided by X, we end up with $400 a year. And then question D, how much more expensive is App than Clown College? A bit of subtraction will help you with this. 14,500 minus 400, $14,100. So that is it for the practice quiz. Looking at the quiz, remember every problem on the practice quiz has its mirror and the quiz, so the practice quiz can help you with that. Number 1, we have a scale factor problem. Again, a map of the new building in the high school is printed at a scale of 2.5 inches equals 120 feet. 2.5 inches, 120 feet. If a hallway is 660 feet long in reality, 660 feet in real life, we're asking how long will it be on the map. There's my variable, make my fish. 660 times 2.5 divided by 120 gives you a final answer of 13.75 inches. I wasn't too worried about the units on this one, just if you got the number, because you would have had to think about units in order to get there, in order to keep your numbers consistent and all that. So again, not a huge deal. Number 2, once again, we're filling the missing numbers in this table. If we want to find this one, 112 times 3 divided by 7 would have given you 48. And then 3 times 16 divided by 48 actually gives you 1. So again, we found both of those using the fish method. For number 3, write an equation. Right divided by left, I gave you a freebie here. 16 divided by 1, that bottom row, anything divided by 1 is itself. So your constant is 16. Dependent variable equals constant times independent variable. You, of course, could have done the y equals 16x thing. That was completely fine. It was also possible for you to look at teachers and students and do something like s equals 16t. Again, please remember that your variables switch places between the table and the equation. So number 4, does this table show a proportional relationship? Again, we're just doing right divided by left here. 2 divided by 9 is 0.2 repeating. 12 divided by 54 is also 0.2 repeating. And 14 divided by 63 is also 0.2 repeating. So through all this, we got the exact same thing. We have a constant of 0.2 repeating. And by the way, I did see some people add an extra 2 to the end of these. That is not necessary. All you need, and we'll get to this on a later day in class, is the digit with the line over it. Then number 5, does this show a proportional relationship? 14 divided by 11 is going to be 1.27 repeating. 28 divided by 22 is 1.27 repeating. 44 divided by 33 is going to be different. That's going to be 1.3 repeating. Now, whether or not you wrote the repeating things down, you should pretty clearly see that these are different. 1.3 repeating gives us something different. So we do not have a constant, we do not have a proportional relationship. Other side of the quiz, number 6, same idea. I raised the points taken off for a bell ding by 150%. If 6 points were taken off originally, how many points are taken off now? First step is I am finding that 150% of 6. So if I'm asking what is 150% of 6, there's my proportion. I do the fish method, come around, get an answer of 9, but again, I'm not done. This is not just asking how many points I raised this thing by, it's asking how many points is it worth now. So I'm just going to add back the original 6 points for a final answer of 15. And again, if you put 9, I gave you 8 out of 10 because you did the percent correctly. You just forgot that last step that you could have gotten from the question. And then number 7, we're buying car batteries at Walmart, Advance Auto Parts, and Suspicious Sam's Discount Auto Parts worldwide. In Walmart, our price comes from the equation. Many of you, again, overthought this. That's just $75 per battery. For Advance Auto, a quick right divided by left, 360 divided by 4 is $90 per battery. And then for Suspicious Sam's, I gave you an easy point to work with. X was 1, Y was 40. Y divided by X, right divided by left, however you want to think of it, is 40 divided by 1, which is just 40. And then D, how much more expensive is Walmart than Suspicious Sam's? Final answer for that one, $35. So that is it. Good luck on your corrections. Thanks for watching this and working hard.